Well, hello once again, my nicely newslings. Today is Friday, September 30th, 2022. My name is Lenny Hernandez, the one and only, and we have a great show in store for you. Today, we're taking a look at Vitalia Rockside's tasty bake sale, as well as a 101-year-old resident and veteran Armand, who was featured on the local news. We're checking out Arrow's recent diversity and inclusion video in Ageism discussion with Iris Weichler. And lastly, we'll be admiring the Arrow holiday photos that are being taken at our communities. Talk about a full plate! Let's not waste any more time. Let's dig in. Welcome to Arrow Nicely News. Our first story of the day takes us to Vitalia active adult community Rockside in Seven Hills, Ohio. For their acts of service for the month of September, they organized a sweet and savory bake sale. The residents and team members put together a remarkable array of delicious treats and food for people to purchase. It was so massive that one of the tables actually gave out under the weight. But you know what? We're not going to dwell on that. Nope. What we will dwell on, though, is the fact that the community raised more than $540 in donations, all of which is going directly to the Alzheimer's Association. So a huge kudos and thank you to the residents and the team members of Vitalia Rockside. Staying at Vitalia Rockside, resident Armand Venditti was recently interviewed by local news for National Centenarian Day. 101-year-old Armand was featured by local Fox 8 to learn about his life, passions, and his secret to happiness.
Armand Venditti is working on a jigsaw puzzle, one of his favorite pastimes.
It keeps you active, keeps your mind going. You're looking and thinking, and you're trying to manipulate them and fit them where they fit.
The 101-year-old World War II veteran served in the U.S. Army Air Force as a staff sergeant, operating landing fields for pilots.
Fighter planes that couldn't make it back to England.
Venditti knows living to be 101 is a rare feat, something he never predicted for himself.
101? That's impossible as far as I was concerned. I'd never see that. And here I am.
He cherishes visits from his daughter and son-in-law Pat and Tim Beck.
They do everything for me. I don't know where I would be if they weren't around.
Leah Gallus is the resident services director at Vitalia Rockside, where Venditti lives. She says it is great having a centenarian in the community.
Everybody here loves him. We all look after him. All the residents love to get to know him, always want to sit with him during events, and everybody treats him like one of their own, which is nice.
As for the secret to living to be over 100, Venditti says he enjoys a good hamburger, some pasta, and an occasional beer, but everything in moderation. His biggest tip to living a long life? Making sure to find happiness.
That's what life is all about, I guess, trying to be happy and stay happy,
Ooh, but that's not all, as he was also profiled by Spectrum News 1.
Each of these photographs.
That's me, my son, my wife, my daughter-in-law.
Shows a piece
Oh, golly.
of Armand Venditti's
I
past.
had to be in the 50s there, I guess.
Now at age 101,
50, 55.
he enjoys flipping through the memories.
Look at that guy. It's always nice to look back and see what's gone, what has gone by.
And the father of 6 has seen a lot of changes over the years.
No way I thought that I was going to be over 100, let alone living to be about 85 or 90. I thought that was going to be about it.
But his patriotism strong throughout.
That's front of the cemetery. We got together once a year, Memorial Day, and they had flowers.
The World War II veteran served with the Army Air Force overseas.
Luckily, I made it back. There's so many of them that to see some of the carnage when you're over there.
He says his faith
I used to make the Christ candle for Easter time.
guided his path.
As I look over my past, I don't know. I know I wouldn't be here. what I had to go through, what we faced, and the Holy Spirit, that was there for me.
Sure, he keeps an eye on what he eats
Food can get the best of you.
and stays active.
Exercise is one of the important things, and don't have to get into the fancy stuff.
But he says the real key to a long life
You have to just keep working at it.
is happiness.
Look always at the sunny side of things.
Jenna Jordan, Spectrum News.
Armand is no stranger to the limelight, as he was featured on this same network last November when he turned 101. Longtime fans will remember us covering that event, and we are just so glad to see him once again getting his moment to shine. Arrow Senior Living recently released the next episode of our Diversity and Inclusion series, an ageism conversation with Iris Weichler. Iris is a medical social worker and patient advocate for over 40 years, the author of 3 books and writer of essays and articles for over 20 years. She has been featured in Forbes, Good Housekeeping, Parade, and many, many more. Well, she sat down with one of our residents, Elaine Leckler of Vitalia Westlake, to talk all about ageism, what it is, how it's harmful, and what can be done about it.
When I think about ageism, one of the things that comes to mind is when I was working in the hospital, I had a lovely patient in her 80s who I visited daily. She was amazing. She was writing a book and a memoir about herself. And one day I went to the nursing station, and the nurses were sort of giggling. She continued to buzz the nursing station, and she told them there was a lizard in her room, and everyone was ignoring her and making fun of her. I knew that she was a very bright, intelligent woman. I went down to her room because I knew that meant that something was up. I walked in her room, and sure enough, there was a salamander on the floor next to her bed. Her room was right across from where the families would visit, and we had a fish tank there, and a salamander lived in that fish tank. And he decided to take a field trip, and he jumped out of the fish tank and marched into her room. And I think that's a really great example of ageism, when people mistakenly stereotype people just because of their age, or make false assumptions about their abilities, what they can and can't do. And it's something that happens a lot.
It's an absolute beautiful and very important conversation that you should 100% go and check out. Seriously, it's relevant to residents, families, and everyone, employees, everyone. So don't miss it. And for our final story of the day, we are checking out Arrow Senior Living's holiday photography that's going on right now. Arrow's resident photographer extraordinaire, Dale Benfield, has been traveling from community to community to take holiday-themed photos of residents, employees, and their families. Now, these festive sessions are available to residents and employees, and all who participate will receive a high-quality digital file that they can use to make their holiday cards this season.
Hey, it's Dale Benfield. We're taking holiday photos. We're having lots of fun. Residents are bringing their families, they're bringing their neighbors, they're bringing their dogs, and we can't wait to see you there.
These photos will be used for a super secret holiday surprise that we can't share just yet, but it's leaving us a little bit more merry and bright. Wink, wink, huh? Dale's already visited some Arrow communities, but if you're interested in taking advantage of this jolly opportunity, speak to your community's resident services director to see if he'll be in your neck of the woods soon and reserve your own session. Come on, you're going to want to. This opportunity comes but once a year and would usually cost a pretty penny for a session of this quality, so don't miss out. And, happy holidays. Wait a second, it's a little early for the holiday season, isn't it? It's not even October yet. Well, everybody, that'll do it for this episode of Arrow Nicely News. I hope it has filled your heart with joy and happiness, because I know that it has filled mine. Yes, we do have to say goodbye for now, but fear not, for we shall return in 1 week's time with more exceptional and happy stories from, you guessed it, around Arrow Senior Living communities. For Arrow Nicely News, I'm Lenny Hernandez. Have a wonderful weekend, an even better week, and we will see you all next Friday.
Do not wear green, or this could happen to you.